You're not out of alignment. We're going to do some myth busting here, folks. Your spine is way more resilient and robust than you may have been told. Hey, folks, I'm Dr. Jeff Williams, and I'm a board-certified orthopedic specialist and chiropractor here at Creekstone Integrated Medical. And I guarantee you that you have friends and families that need desperately to hear this message. Promise. Make sure they hear it. It happens almost every week. We have new patients come into our clinic telling us that their back or their neck or their hips or their pelvis is out of alignment and they need to be aligned. Well, the truth is, being out of alignment, it just isn't a thing, folks. These are highly educated patients. It's not their fault. They've unfortunately been misled at some point in their healthcare journey. So as a result, our patients think that their neck, their shoulder, their pelvic pain, their low back, everything is happening because they're out of alignment. And for that reason, we need to talk about it. The idea of being misaligned somehow, it's one of the longest standing myths among traditional chiropractic patients. I mean, after all, it is the very idea that the profession was first conceived and built around. But things progress. Our knowledge base progresses, right? Still, this is an idea that's probably not going anywhere anytime soon. But I'm going to do my part. Now, it's common for our patients to report to us that other chiropractors, other physical therapists, and even some other general practice osteopaths in the medical profession have suggested to them that their pain is from a misalignment. Well, this isn't, like I said, a chiropractic profession specific thing, although the idea is likely most prominent among the chiropractic community at this point. The actual truth about being misaligned is that research debunks it fully. Our spines are far too strong and robust for us to be able to push and pull it into and out of alignment at every step of the way through our lives. If that were a fact, MMA fighters, professional athletes, golfers, gymnasts, weightlifters, heavy metal musicians, they would all be basically paralyzed by now if this were actually a thing. Here's a quote from a research project recently. Quote, "No supportive evidence is found for the chiropractic subluxation being associated with any disease process or of creating suboptimal health conditions requiring intervention. Regardless of popular appeal, this leaves the subluxation construct in the realm of unsupported speculation. This lack of supportive evidence suggests the subluxation construct has no valid clinical applicability." End quote. Now, no person on the earth is symmetrical and exactly the same from one side to the other. We just aren't. And it is incredibly simple to pull up an x-ray of someone and show the differences from one side to the other. Oh, this one's a little different than this one. You must be out of line. Well, asymmetries in our bones are normal and can happen in all areas of the spine. Research has shown that there are no differences in x-rays before and after treatments. You may feel better, obviously, because the dysfunctional movement was addressed, but structurally, there is no change. The body and your spine specifically are much stronger and much more resilient than that. Now, what kind of picture, so we put that to rest, but over here, what kind of picture does that set up in our patients' minds when they are afraid to move? They're afraid to be active, and they're afraid to live their lives because they're afraid of becoming misaligned and having to go to the chiropractor all the time to get back in line. And it's not a healthy visual for patients to have. It's not healthy physically because they run the risk of backing away from activities out of fear of becoming misaligned. Well, this can lead to deconditioning and a more sedentary lifestyle. That leads to weight gain, chronic pain, depression, anxiety, and sleep disorders. And for basically the same reasons, this misalignment theory and the visual it sets up in our patients' brains, it's unhealthy mentally. When patients come to believe that they're fragile somehow, they start to doubt their abilities and their physical attributes, well, they fall into more chronic pain and sink into the cycle I just described. Now, all of this is avoided by just understanding that for the most part, we are strong, we are healthy, movement is healthy and healing, and motion is the lotion for our joints. And we are tasked as providers by the American College of Physicians to never, all capital letters, never create a sense of dependency in our patients. We shouldn't make them feel that they are dependent on a provider. Meaning that we should never lead patients to believe they rely solely on us for their continued health. We should be showing them how to self-manage any condition they have at home and only see us when problems arise that self-management is unable to address. And when we convince patients that they are constantly and consistently out of alignment, we are setting up a feeling of dependency on us, the provider. And while that's good for a provider's pocketbook and their boat payment, it is detrimental to patients, again, physically and mentally. Pain is made up of more than just mechanical issues. If you have read some of our other articles or watched some of our other videos, it is the biopsychosocial construct that makes up our pain experiences, and it cannot simply be treated by spinal manipulation alone typically. To try to explain back pain as a simple misalignment is not only completely debunked and untrue, it fully erases all of the research showing pain to be a much larger issue than a simple hitch in your giddy up or a glitch in the mechanical gears. Not only is it incorrect, but is also really a very lazy way to try to explain pain. With the realization that research shows our bones don't really go out of place unless you actually dislocate a joint traumatically, then what does a chiropractor do for you? Well, joint manipulation, the service most identified with chiropractors, provides short-term improvements in pain, range of motion, and proprioception. When done consistently over a certain amount of time, that can add up to a lot of improvement in function and capabilities and abilities. A course of manipulation can be an effective tool as part of a care plan for musculoskeletal conditions. Chiropractors are incredibly talented at promoting and inducing functional movement on the joint level, as well as on the macro level through exercise. Guidance on proper biomechanics, disc herniations and radiculopathy, headaches, chronic pain, and basically anything that is a non-complicated neuromusculoskeletal condition. Chiropractors can handle it. They're just not taking a bone from one position and cramming it and moving it over into another position to correct a theoretical misalignment. That's all I'm saying. And the best news of all, it's that you do not have to go to the chiropractor every week of your life to make sure that you're not out of alignment. It makes sense to go periodically for maintenance reasons or preventative. You want to keep things moving well and all of that good stuff. But you don't need to depend on a chiropractor, a physical therapist, or an osteopath to keep you in line your whole life. It's not a thing. Now, if you think we can be of some help to you and you want to get back into your life, call us at 806-355-3000. Let's get you on that path. If you're watching us on social media, share, like, subscribe, and do all the things. We sure would appreciate your help getting our message out there to those who so desperately need it. Until next week, I'm Dr. Jeff Williams. Stay smart, and we'll see you then.